Gaming cell phones. This isn't the beginning of gaming cell phones. The most known, if anybody remembers, as far as when we're getting to gaming cell phones here. Anybody remember the Nokia?
The N-Gage?
The N-Gage.
Yep, I remember that.
They go for... I think the cheapest right now you can find them is like $400.
Oh my... What?
Yeah.
That is amazing, given how incredibly useless and crap that thing is.
No. Retro collecting right now, the N-Gage is actually not really popular, but it's popular enough to where it's really expensive. And there's avid collectors because there was some really good games out there. Because
my God! Stop! I'm going to tap out of this one right now. They're collecting it because it's rare and they want it in their collection. There are no good games on that thing. There are absolutely no good games on that, and I'm not being hyperbolic.
There was actually one, like an Oblivion game on that.
Yes.
Only released on that too.
Yes.
Elder Scrolls. There was one Elder Scrolls game on there that didn't come. That's it. I guess it wasn't as bad as every other game.
No, but
that doesn't mean it's any good.
And then there was also the Sony gaming phone too that came out a long time ago.
Oh, that was
the PlayStation phone or something like that.
Yeah, but the N-Gage actually had cartridges.
Oh yeah.
Because it was pretty much like it was like a Game Gear instead of had a phone built into it, which was neat. And
they came out with two of them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they flopped miserably.
Well, yeah, they did flop.
So this is the thing. I don't know who's claiming this, but it must be because of the names of the games. But just because a game called Call of Duty came out on it doesn't mean it was any good. Just because Civilization came on it doesn't mean it was any good. Like, just because they have the name doesn't mean the game was any good.
Well, actually, some of the top games that are on it were like XSX, Out of Bounds, which supposedly played just like the console version.
Wow.
Tony Hawk Pro Skater was
supposedly terrible, dude.
The Tony Hawk Pro Skater was supposedly really good. It was a lot like the console.
What? Wow.
Was really good on it
for its time, I guess.
Yeah, people like to pretend that certain stuff was good when it wasn't.
Well, you gotta remember, mobile gaming back then still was not. Besides the Game Boy, you know.
Let's see, when did this thing come out? 2003. All right.
Yeah, so they had the.
So smartphones really weren't
hang on a
big
second,
yet.
no, because I want to prove my point. I want to see when the
PSP
ended
development
came out.
I think in like 2006. I think was the last game that would come out. Yeah, the last game to ever come out was Masterpiece Volume 2 Atari games in 2006.
Atari killing another system.
So that was the last release.
I'm sorry. All I have to do is look at Game Boy Advance and see the
Game Boy Advance. That's it. That's what came.
I'm sorry. No, there was nothing good.
They were trying to compete with them. Yeah, not even close. But
no, it was such a huge bomb because there was nothing good on it.
But as far as in the retro community, though, they're catching like not all retro games go up in price, but these ones have like quite a bit.
That's crazy.
Well, because it's very rare.
Yeah.
It's like, remember that game when we were kids? What's it called? Track and Field for NES? Absolutely terrible game. Most expensive NES game there is.
Well, no, the one that was made by the other company is not the Nintendo licensed one. The other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was also a terrible game. It's because it's so rare. That's why.
Yeah.
Because the game itself is like hard garbage.
Yeah, but not the official one. Just only the other one. It's the same game, but made by the other company. That's it.
I mean, it's like telling me that the Sega CD had more than 4 good games. I owned a Sega CD. It had 4 good games.
So, but the thing is, we're going to get into is these smart gaming phones are still a big thing. And I know I've seen these like on Amazon, Alibaba, stuff like that for sale.
They're really popular in Japan and China.
Yeah, and the reason why, like we're gonna get into this, like obviously I've seen these, and I've actually debated on buying these here and there because they are pretty cool. If only they had the capability of the same, like some of them do, they're close to it, but not exactly the capability of the cell phones like we have today. I mean, they're close, but they're not exactly.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact is, they're made for gaming. They have controllers built into them.
It looks like a PS Vita.
It looks like a Vita, yeah. And the big reason why in Japan, why this is happening, like in America, and I'm sure Grim, you know this because you've looked a lot. You probably looked at Japanese culture as much as I have because I used to study Japanese culture a lot. Is the fact that America stigmatizes people really bad, and this is a huge problem we have in our country. In America, we think you need to get a wife, what do you call it, or a husband, have kids, buy a house, have a job, be successful, then die. That's the stigma that's in America, and that's so. I mean, it's a great idea and all, but it's completely wrong to hold people to that standard, in my opinion.
What the hell does this have to do with mobile phone games?
Well, no, we're gonna get into the culture of gaming.
What the hell does that have to do with the culture of gaming?
The fact is, in Japan, gaming is such a part of their culture that this is why this is so popular. A lot of people have cell
it's got
phones.
nothing to do with stigmas, dude. Gaming's part of their culture because anime is a part of their culture, and anime and gaming are derived off the same exact thing.
No, I know, but the reason
why
why
anime is part of their culture so much is because it was cheaper to do animation than it was to film back in the day when they were doing it.
No.
It was easier for them to write and do anime and manga than it was for them to do movies.
No, you're right.
It's got nothing to do with a stigma.
Well, no, it does, because over there you're allowed to be like you can just be a male who wants to just collect video games, or a female who just wants to collect video games, and that's your life. That's what you do. You go to your job, you collect video games, and that's your life, and nobody judges you for it.
All right.
But they judge you for other stuff over there.
Okay, yes.
It's not that.
Not
so
that.
So the argument, it doesn't change because it's got nothing to do with that. It's an accepted part of the culture because it grew with the culture. Just like loving baseball is an accepted part of the culture over here because America grew with baseball. It just became a part of the culture. We grew from the start. That's how it was with anime. Like, in my personal opinion, stuff like Studio Ghibli and the studios that came before that had a huge impact on Japan, far more than gaming did, and it basically influenced gaming as it is now over there. Yeah. Like RPGs and all that stuff are kind of influenced by anime.
Yeah.
And anime is influenced by American cartoons.
Yeah.
Like by Disney and such. I don't think there's a stigma to it over here.
But
like,
I think
if anything, there's a stigma over here because of most cartoons are made for kids over here. So of course, when people see a grown adult watching cartoons, they're gonna be like, "Is this guy brain damaged?" Because they don't make cartoons for adults over here.
No, you're right. That's what I mean. We don't like, and for instance, like it's not till recently when they took the new like demographic of who actually plays video games that America didn't realize that the average video game right now is between 35 and 40.
And that's also circles back to why a company like Xbox has so much trouble appealing to the world and only appeals to teenage boys in America. Because teenage boys in America are hyped up on testosterone and shit like Call of Duty. When over in the rest of the world is a whole swath, or swaths, whatever the fuck you call it, of people that like different stuff.
Yeah.
And they're influenced by stuff like anime and manga, which also hit more in Europe than it did over here.
So, Grim, do you think, and Bazinga, do you think that we would see more gaming cell phones released in America if it wasn't for our culture?
Well, another thing about our culture is they would definitely have to be high end. It wouldn't be low end or mid range, as they say.
Well, that's the thing, though. We don't. The reason why is because they don't mind that, because the biggest worry they have for when they're getting their cell phone is it can play games. They don't care that it can do this high resolution and stuff like that. They want to be able to play a certain game, and that's all they care.
Yes, but because of America or the people here, they want the best.
No, I know.
Power they can get. Yes, but it could be they. I don't know how this particular one would do. But it is pretty neat. But like you said, depending, because people are judgmental here, like he was saying. You know, if they see people seeing adults play video games, a lot of times they're like, "You are so immature. You got no life." Blah 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 blah. You know what? I am mature. I have a full-time job. I've been doing this for this many years. I make this much
And my
money.
life is stomping ass and taking names.
Yeah,
Exactly.
You know, God forbid I want to sit back and relax and play a game rather than watch the news all day when I'm home, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
And scream about people
Yeah.
on the news.
Yeah, it's like I need to step away and go into a fantasy world, you know?
Yeah. Well, it's not
Which is
that.
why I play RPGs so much.
Yeah. No, when over in other countries, it's accepted even for like 50-year-olds. That's their life. Their hobby is video games, and that's the end. You know what I mean? But over here, we have a stigma over it. But I think if we didn't, we would see things like this.
Oh yeah, but for the phone itself, it's a 10-core tri-cluster processor. But I guess it's nowhere close to the Snapdragon 835, which is on the Galaxy S8 Plus. It's got an okay camera,
6 gigs
nothing
of RAM.
nothing big. Type-C port. But it does. Literally has all the controls of a PlayStation Vita, besides the touchpad in the back.
Yeah.
But they say it's okay. It's not bad.
Yeah, this company I've seen before. I've had actually one phone with MediaTek processor, and they're not that bad. And I say the games actually run well. And the fact that I think the reason why they have 10 cores is because gaming, if they're programmed right, they can run games really well because the cores will distribute the processing power over the cores.
All right.
Where a lot of other Android apps, stuff like that, they're not exactly designed like that, which is why they're not really take off over here.
There's also going to be a premium model with 8 gigs of RAM plus 128 gigs of storage, and it will be around $295, which is really cheap.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, so let's get a review unit and actually test it out. But if it works, it'd be cool to have.
Yeah, I don't know. What if I have to get one of these and just test it out?
Yeah. And then, and the question is, like, the games you get on it, are they like Android mobile games?
Yeah, they're Android games.
They're
I
Android
looked at it, yeah,
games.
they're Android
All
games.
right.
But as you can see, he's playing the
Metal
remake-
Slug like
no-
game. Actually, it looks
no,
like
it's a remake-
Contra.
No, yeah, it's a remake of Contra. They did. That was actually
Oh.
pretty good. I own that game. It's actually pretty good.
All right.
But play with a Bluetooth controller view.
Or with this phone.
Yeah.
Do you guys want one of these gaming phones? Let us know in the comments below.
Yeah.
All right.
So that was gaming, everybody. Now we're gonna mosey on over to technology.
Yeah, just let me change over the backgrounds here. You're gonna change him over live right
So
here.
as Bazinga's setting up
Alright.
for technology, we want to remind
That's
people.
the end of me, guys.
All right, see you later, man.
Head over,
Um,
check Grim's stream out time to time, check our stream out from time to time, and also check out our YouTubes. If you want to see up some other videos like Game Smash, we do Indie Initiative, we're gonna have some more shows coming here and there. If you want to support us and you want to show your enthusiasm towards watching this show and seeing more content, more great content, give us a follow, give us a like. We'd really appreciate it to help our channel grow so that way we can bring you more content about technology and gaming.